We have a weird homicide.
I question his, huh?
Are you sane?
Sane?
Yes.
That's relative.
Think I could talk to you except through music.
Van Houten claims she originally lied about Manson's role in the murders to protect him during their first trip.
Rick James and Charles Manson are two very different figures in American culture, though both are known for their controversial and larger-than-life personas.
Blame? Are you mad? Do you feel like Wolves Kebab's referendums? And
for the girl backstage, and for that girl backstage, make it perfectly clear. Never mind who you thought I was. I'm Rick James, bitch.
Charles Manson, 1934 to 2017, was the leader of a cult known as the Manson family. In 1969, Manson and his followers were responsible for a series of murders, including the killing of actress Sharon Tate.
We have a weird homicide.
In a scene described by one investigator as reminiscent of a weird religious rite, 5 persons, including actress Sharon Tate, were found dead at the home of Miss Tate and her husband, screen director Roman Polanski. Miss Tate, who starred in Valley of the Dolls, was 8 months pregnant and was found in a bikini-type nightgown with a rope around her neck attached to the body of a man.
2 bodies inside, 2 bodies outside.
Among the other victims were Hollywood hairstylist Jay Sebring and coffee heiress Abigail Folger. Authorities would allow no one in an unofficial capacity inside the posh $200,000 home in the hills overlooking Los Angeles. When police arrived, they found the telephones and electricity lines cut. The bodies had been dead about 12 hours. They were discovered this morning by a maid who ran screaming to neighbors. One officer summed up the murders when he said, "In all my years, I have never seen anything like this before."
While the police admitted they had no suspects in the Bel Air massacre, there were 2 more murders 15 miles away in the Silver Lake section of Los Angeles. Market owner Leo LaBianca and his wife Rosemary were found by their children stabbed and mutilated. The word war was carved into LaBianca's chest, and death to pigs was smeared in the blood of one of the victims. The word pig had been scrawled in blood on the door of the Bel Air mansion, where actress Sharon Tate and 4 others were slain, but police said, despite the similarities, they do not believe the crimes are linked.
Are you fucking dumb?
Manson's influence on his followers, his bizarre beliefs, and his violent actions led to him becoming one of the most infamous criminals in American history.
It's clear that you were guilty of murder, and yet he says in all his conversations with you, he never heard you express remorse. Have you never felt it?
Remorse for what? You people have done everything in the world to me. Doesn't that give me equal right? I can do anything I want to you people at any time I want to, because that's what you've done to me. If you spit in my face and smack me in the mouth and throw me in solitary confinement for nothing, what do you think's gonna happen when I get out of here? Guilty. I wouldn't do anything that I felt guilty about.
You don't feel guilty at all?
There's no need to feel guilty. I haven't done anything I'm ashamed of. Maybe I haven't done enough. I might be ashamed of that, for not doing enough, for not giving enough, for not being more perceptive, for not being aware enough, for not understanding, for being stupid.
Rick James, 1948 to 2004, was an American funk singer, songwriter, and musician, best known for his hit songs like Super Freak and Give It To Me Baby. His music became iconic in the late 70s and 80s, contributing significantly to the funk and R&B genres. One of the wildest Rick James stories is how he avoided the Manson murders that killed the pregnant Sharon Tate and the guests at her Cielo Drive home, including James's friend, Jay Sebring. One afternoon, James says in Glow, Sebring came to his home and invited him to a big party that Sharon Tate was hosting at her and Polanski's home on Cielo Drive in Benedict Canyon. But James says he was so hungover that he went back to sleep. Later, Seville reminded him about the party. She really wanted to make the scene, James recalls in the memoir. I did too, but my temples were throbbing. Usually a couple of aspirins are all I need. In this case, though, the headache wouldn't go away. James eventually mustered the strength to put some party clothes on, but then his headache returned. He went to lie down, and he missed one of the most horrific murder sprees of all time. He recounts in the book how he woke up the next morning or the morning after, went to buy some coffee and milk, and saw the Los Angeles Times headline, "Sharon Tate, 4 others murdered." He was devastated by the loss of his friend, and shocked that he had almost attended the same get-together. "I loved Jay. It was only the headache that stopped me," he recounts in Glow. Why? Why would I get a headache at that moment? Why was I spared when a good guy like Jay wasn't? He called his mother, who told him, "God spared your life for a reason."
He got right smack dab in the middle of hippie culture. And he met Jay Sebring, who was a well-known hairdresser who knew Sharon Tate, and he was invited to a party, and that turned out to be the party of the Manson murders.
An employee came to work and found several bodies in the house. The tentative identification of the persons are as follows: Sharon Polanski, Jay Sebring.
We were supposed to go to a party, and I wanted to go, and he said he was tired, and he didn't want to go. He said, we'll do something else another day.
Do you believe that there should be a death penalty?
A death penalty? Aren't we all born to die?
After Jay died, I was really distraught.
What were you doing during the 70s?
Tripping around, going nuts, writing music, getting turned out.
There's no telling how the Manson killings might have turned out differently if Rick James had attended the get-together at Cielo Drive. In his 1974 book, Helter Skelter, Manson prosecutor Vincent Bugliosi laid out his argument that Manson had ordered his followers to kill rich Angelenos in hopes of spurring a race war. It's hard to imagine how killing a black party guest alongside the white ones would have helped Manson's bizarre narrative. Not that Charles Manson was the most logical person. In the decade after the murders, James would go from frustrated attempts to break into the music industry to becoming a Motown hitmaker. His biggest album was 1981's Street Sounds, which included the hits Super Freak and Give It To Me.
Wow. It's really good to see you again, baby.
It's good to see you too, baby.
And I must admit you looking great. And lead them.
Yes!
That's what I used to do.
Sing a song.
I used to use and abuse them, baby.
Something kept Rick James from going to that party. And it's crazy how we wouldn't have moments like that clip if he chose to go to the Tate's party. The ensuing trial of Manson and his followers in 1970 attracted national attention. In 1971, Manson was sentenced to death, but following the abolition of capital punishment in California in 1972, his sentence was commuted to life in prison. He became eligible for parole in 1978, but was denied then, as well as in numerous subsequent hearings.
Without this society, and that's where I'd like to go live, But you won't let me go, will you?
You don't know anything with society?
Pardon?
You don't know anything with society now?
Owe him anything? I've paid him 22 years of my life. I'm the other end of your society. So you can ride your bicycles and do your thing. I live in your reform schools and your orphanages.
While many people died in Charles Manson's and his cult's hands, it's great that we got this legendary version of Rick James till his death in 2004.
Clear. Never mind who you thought I was. I'm Rick James, bitch.
If you like this video, like, comment, and subscribe to Crime 911. Thanks for watching.